thinking, and I think this often, that these people did not take into account their offspring sort of changing their mentality and realizing their parents' mistake and hating them for it. And look how far they've gone with it, changing my shape, changing my voice, so on and so forth. Okay, so we look at the Greek mysteries. Who are these people? Before they're whites and Jews per se, they're more like the Greek deities, right? Petty, cruel, foolish, LGBT, and LGBT-ish, what have you. So who was Cronus and Saturn? He was somebody who, hated his children and devoured them as they came out. Okay, before him, Uranus imprisoned his children, and basically he was overthrown and castrated. And Saturn, in a sense, was castrated and overthrown. As Saturn is said to be El, the Canaanite deity's counterpart. And he attempted to destroy his children. So what's going on now? Some kind of old sages and scribes are spiritually destroying their children. It's also so it's Il, Saturn, and Zeus, right? He, what was it's Saturn's wife fed him something. In the book Circe, they refer to it as pharmakeia, a poisoning, right? This guy's some weird bright headlights on. And they caused him to, Saturn, to throw up his children, right? And Zeus and then his siblings were therefore free from him devouring them. So what am I bringing this up for? The people in charge actually, and it's hard to wrap your mind around, that's part of how they catch people slipping, but it's no excuse for being caught slipping, they hate their children, they hate their offspring. They set them up to be monsters, they set them up to be demons, right? Even the word demon and diamond are connected. Oh, this guy's brights on big time. And it's said to be, it has a benevolent connotation. Look at those brights, wow. It has a benevolent connotation. It has a positive connotation. It's an intermediary, somebody who is skilled, a skilled performer, and also an intermediary between the gods and people. So in the Greek culture, but in reality, their culture is an abomination, the Greek mythology, and so it is actually a negative idea. Okay, so in a nutshell, if you're a little bit confused, Saturn is a deity that devoured his children, where we get Christmas from the festival of Saturnalia. He's the father of Zeus and Hera and the other siblings, right? Vesta, Poseidon, Hades, what have you. And he hated his children and tried to devour them. This can be seen as devouring their souls. Okay, and of course, soul, S-O-L, is a Latin word meaning son, and or Spanish word rather. It has a Latin root, right? Sol Invictus, right? So in Rome, Sol Invictus, the cult of the sun, what have you. So they devoured their kind of natural essence, their soul, who they really are, and made them monsters. And Zeus and Zeus and Rhea, were said to stop them, mostly Rhea. Okay, by feeding, because Zeus symbolically was the child who was going to get fed to him, and that she fed him pharmakeia instead, and he released the previous children that he had eaten, he had devoured. So make a long story short, the Greek myths are about sick fucks, pedophiles, LGBT maniacs in this case. Not saying at this point whether LGBT people are all maniacs or not, but in the story they certainly are in the Greek mythology. And they hate their own children. So the reason why the people in charge do all this evil, and don't think about their children, because they hate themselves and they hate their own children, and there's no other way to look at it. Okay, one of the main traps they like to do is say, hey, love us, and that's how you stop us from being evil. It takes a complete fucking moron to miss that. It is stupid to love these people, okay? You are not supposed to love these people in the way that proper Christian culture would have you think it is, right? You know, churches are propaganda outlets from these people. You're not supposed to say, hey, I forgive you no matter what, guys. Come on, guys, come on. It's fucking retarded. To use that same measure with a babysitter who's a pedophile, an unrepentant pedophile, do you forgive them unconditionally? No. These people have no intention of repenting, and after I'm gone, there's no possibility of repentance. Therefore, the decent person hates them. Obviously, people aren't listening to me, so they're not going to do what I say, but this is key.